X Games Aspen only a couple days away, Brandon, and I am fired up.
History has been.
You said it, partner. We get to host the official X Games Aspen preview show. We get to talk to some of the best winter athletes on the planet, and we get to do it at X Games HQ, which we've never been to before. Kind of a red flag, but whatever.
Oh my goodness!
This is how X Games legends are made. It's official.
Once we go through those doors,
We'll never be the same again.
I know. Do you have the code?
No, but it's going to be open. It's X Games. Come on.
Too trusting.
It is perfection! The legend continues. Here we go. X Games Aspen. I came here to play.
Really excited about the 2024 X Games. It's a very big milestone event in the season that we all strive to do very well at, so the anticipation is always very high.
What?
The fact that everybody from all over the world is competing at X Games is huge. It completely progresses the sport more people are tuning in. To be a part of it is an awesome experience. It's really cool.
It's the pinnacle event in our sport. It's what I dreamed of as a little kid.
Yeah, for first place.
It brings the nostalgia, but all the energy right now, it's amazing.
We're just getting started.
Sick having the crowds back, especially in events like Big Air where everyone's right at the bottom and it's just one big jump that everyone gets to watch. You feed off the crowd, you feed off the other riders, and it just brings that energy to such an insane level. I think no other event is like it.
Big Air is going to be crazy. Slopestyle is going to be crazy. Knucklehead is going to be crazy. I'm just excited to ride everything. Love you, dog.
Love you, dog. Craig, I'm so hyped for X Games 2024. We're less than a week away, and when I think of athletes who I'm most excited to watch, one name comes to mind, our first guest, Eileen Gu. You want to talk about someone who had maybe the greatest debut in the history of X Games Aspen? Eileen Gu.
Preach, brother. I mean, 2 gold medals.
Yeah.
And then she adds another medal onto that. So 3 medals in her debut. Everybody's starving for more action from Eileen Gu. I mean, not only is she a skier, Brandon, she also goes to Stanford.
Studying quantum physics? I didn't even know that was a thing.
And you know how I feel about quantum physics,
You've
right?
always had a firm stance on that. I always thought it was something in movies, but she's studying it, and she's slaying every ski contest she enters. Let's bring her in, shall we?
Absolutely.
Eileen Gu. Hey, what's up, Eileen? Where are you calling in from?
I'm currently in Copper Mountain, Colorado, where I am at a training camp.
That's awesome. Well, we were just talking about your X Games debut in 2021, but talk to us about just the anticipation of getting back to Buttermilk to compete at the world's biggest stage, X Games.
For sure. I mean, to me, X Games has always epitomized everything that action sports are, and, you know, winning an X Games medal is... It's a heavy thing, and it's not weighted equally with other contests. And so I'm super excited to get back in it and excited to be back in the mix again this year.
I guess my next question to you is, what is quantum physics?
This is so funny. So essentially, it's the idea that information can be passed faster than the speed of light. I mean, it's not really about speed, but the idea that 2 particles, no matter how far apart, essentially have information that is affiliated or associated with the other one. And then, yeah, you know, I also do physics in the air, so it's pretty much the same thing.
That's what I was gonna ask. I wasn't sure if this was a dumb question or a really smart one, but like, how does that apply, or does it apply at all to the way you ski or you approach your skiing?
You know, it could be learning in the classroom, it could be learning a double cord.
We have notes from our producers.
Oh yeah, the one thing we were remembering from research was your first year, that 2021 year, you had the X's on your fingers.
In her rookie appearance out here, it's Eileen Gu. Wow.
I'm really superstitious. Okay. So you can see I painted my nails 3 X's. I went to the nail salon, I was like, can I get gold X's across the nails? And I'm like, what?
Just having a great night, chasing history here.
My ultimate goal was to podium 3 times. The fact that I got 3 podiums out of it is insane. I think it's got to be a tradition now. I think this is what I have to do, yeah. Hey, paid off.
Well, we're excited to see you, Eileen, back in the mix, competing at X Games. So thank you so much for the time, and we look forward to seeing you out at Buttermilk.
Yay! Thank you so much for having me. I cannot wait. See you soon.
How do you prepare for X Games?
So here now, Scotty James.
I would say the nerves and the anticipation and maybe your self-expectation can get overwhelming, but preparing, I would say, is pretty similar to most events. But I think you also have to prepare just a little bit more for that exciting, exhilarating atmosphere that we don't always see.
Scotty taking the top spot.
I just have to stay in my zone, stay in my lane, and focus on what's happening right now in the present. Come on now. And do the best that I possibly can.
Do a lot of contests to get better at snowboarding and, yeah, more experience.
I do a little bit of airbagging, and then a lot of it's just slowly experimenting with tricks and seeing what could work, and then you kind of get a feel for certain tricks and work your way up to where they're technical enough for a competition or consistent enough for a competition.
먼저 파이프에서 바로 새로운 기술을 시도하기엔 너무 위험해서 일본에 가서 에어매트 훈련을 해서 거기서 새로운 기술을 완벽하게 익힌 다음 눈에 와서 다치지 않게 연습해서 랜딩을 계속 하려고 합니다.
Final hit, punctuation mark, pipe bingo! Bigger and better.
What do X Games mean to me?
X Games is the pinnacle level event, so to compete at the top is basically like competing at the top of any other sports division.
Can he do it?
If you're competing at the NBA Finals, X Games is that for us in action sports.
Gets it!
X Games is so important because it's given us a platform to the mainstream that we never would have had without it.
The X Games is the place that you want to be. It's got the best park, the best jumps, and the best crowds.
They put on a massive show. It's kind of just like the highlight of our year every year, and you can't really beat it.
Dictionary, take 1.
All right, Craig. I think sometimes we take for granted that we're saying tricks, and there's so many words, so many rotations, so many numbers. I think we take for granted sometimes that most people watching maybe don't understand that. So for maybe some of the casuals that are sitting there going, what I just saw was insane, and I heard you say something insane, can you explain it a little more?
Absolutely.
That's what this is all about.
Trictionary.
Trictionary.
Okay.
You know the term.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're already playing from ahead. Here we go. Backside, quad cork, 1800.
Okay. You take off backside. You're going to do off-axis 4 times. And then the 1800, that's the degree of rotation. And 1800 is 5 full times round. So let's do this all in one thing, okay? You initiate the rotation backside.
Yes.
You do 5 full turns. You go off-axis 4 separate times. Backside quadruple cork, 1800.
Wow.
People always ask me about fear and the nerves, and to be honest, I'm almost 30 years old and it never changes. The fear and the nerves never go away. It's still the same amount of butterflies flying around in my stomach, because if you're on the edge and you're always pushing yourself, then it never goes away. It's healthy. That's how I know that things are right and they're going the way that they're planned.
Nick Gepper came out swinging in run number 1.
To be honest, I am scared 99% of the times that I snowboard, because you always have to like bring out your best, bring out the best tricks, and the best tricks are always the most scary ones to do.
Absolutely groundbreaking tricks.
The most scary thing about what we do is basically the speed that we have, the amplitude that we have, and you just don't want to land on your back or your head, or you want to land on your feet.
Are we gonna, oh my goodness!
It's hard to turn off the fear when you're doing an 18 and all that stuff, because you don't really know if you're gonna do an 18 until you go off the lip and get your pop perfect.
Dusty Hendrickson winning gold.
If you mess up your pop, you'll probably not do the 18, or bail out so you don't land on your head. So.
Standing up top of the big air it's pretty nerve-wracking. Once you drop in, it's fine, but like standing up there, it's the worst.
What can't Marcus Kleveland do?
Fear management is, you got to trust yourself, and I would say it's a lot of consistency of riding and just doing a trick, because then the more you land it, the more your brain tells you you're going to be okay and all that stuff, so you can do it with less fear.
Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott.
Once you land, you have that crazy adrenaline, wild feeling. The feeling of overcoming your fear is definitely a super nice feeling.
Switch backside 900, and she puts that down.
You just want to do your best and not think too much about the risk, but the risk is there.
Next guest. Change the game as far as slopestyle and big air snowboarding. This year she's competing in slopestyle, in big air, and the debut of women's snowboard knucklehook, the one, the only Anna Gasser. So excited to have you in the mix here, Anna. This is the 10-year anniversary of Anna at X. Your first Winter X Games was 2014. Do you remember it?
Yes, wow. That makes me feel so old.
So here's Anna Gasser, another X Games rookie from Austria.
Think about the idea of even women's snowboard big air 10 years ago. Think about where women's slopestyle was, and fast forward now to 2024. I mean, my goodness, you've seen it all, Anna.
It was such a big deal to do the first doubles.
And there's that cab double underflip. Anna Gasser puts it down.
And look where we are now. Now girls are doing triples, and it keeps going, and I'm very excited to see what's happening this year.
I don't think she's going triple. She's going front 10 double, however. And she puts it down.
You have been at the forefront of progression. How do you stay on top?
I just love progressing, and I think that's how I still can go with all those young, amazing riders. Because I'm pretty sure I'm the oldest competitor this year. I came 10 years ago as the underdog young gun from Austria, and look where I am now.
You've got 4 X Games gold medals, 4 very memorable moments, but is there one of those 4 that stands out to you?
Honestly, the one in Aspen, because I don't know why, but I always perform great in Norway.
Backside 10, yes, she does.
Me too. Me too.
The other crazy thing is I never medaled in slopestyle in Aspen, and that's so on my bucket list. That would be a dream come true. I never was on the podium in Aspen in slopestyle. It never went my way there.
Now in her 12th X Games appearance, owner of 6 medals, Anna Gasser.
Well, Anna, why not this year? Why not get on the podium slopestyle this year?
I'll try my best for sure.
Thank you so much. We're looking forward to seeing you out Buttermilk. Let's get that win in Aspen for you.
Yeah, please.
Anna Gasser.
What a treat.
The 8th gold of her career, her 19th X Games medal.
Gaining momentum is definitely a super hard thing to do, and once you're in your rhythm, it's amazing, but it's hard to find sometimes because it'll go away the next day.
Did that cab double 9 so sick, that front double 10 even sicker.
So I'd say believing you can do it and almost believing that you can do a little more than you can do, because you probably can.
Unreal. 8 X Games golds.
If you have one contest that goes pretty well, you're really focused into the next one, and then it just kind of, you get that mentality that just keeps going.
Keon Choi becomes the youngest gold medalist in snowboard superpipe history.
I am a goal seeker and a goal meter.
No rookie has come into superpipe and taken a gold medal, by the way. Just saying.
My whole life is driven by goals. I'll set them and I'll meet them and I'll work towards them, and sometimes I'll fail, but that's okay. Just soak it all in and keep on training and keep on working towards all the goals I have in the future.
X Games rookie, X Games gold.
Kind of had a big realization moment where I was like, what am I doing?
How do you get consistent? You do it a million times, and that's what Scotty James has done.
Like, I'm here, I get these great opportunities, like I gotta start to make the most of it. And I just put my head down, completely changed a lot of things, a lot of the people around me, and the fundamental of it was, you know, I found my love for snowboarding.
Oh yes, the best rider in the superpipe.
The competition and all of it collectively drives me every single day, and yeah, it's been a really fun journey.
Scotty James, already a Hall of Fame resume, and he's still at the height of his powers. There is one guy left that could potentially knock him off the top spot.
Slopestyle has changed a little bit over the past couple of years. Tricks are getting bigger and more creative features, to be honest. Pretty tight between the jumps as well, so you really have to land your tricks and not wobble into the next one, so it's scary but fun.
How does he top it on his final attempt?
Yep.
Obviously, when Marcus ended up lacing the run, he kept trying with a perfect 16 to 16. I knew that that was really the only way I was gonna be able to play ball for that first place spot.
Marcus Kleveland takes over gold medal position, but the guy he just took it from gets to drop in for the final run.
To build up to that run and sort of have that confidence building, and I was just thrilled that I rode the way I did, and I was kind of entering flow state. And as soon as I got past all those features, trying to take them one at a time, and I landed the switchback 16 and it was on, I was like, okay.
Are you kidding me?
And I just remember just flipping through the air on the last 16, and I could not believe I was riding away. I was just like, wow, it really happened. It's just the best feeling ever when you're kind of backed into a corner and you actually come out on top.
Mark McMorris defends his gold. Unreal. His 22nd career X Games medal, his 11th X Games gold. Simply put, there is no one better, Craig.
To get it in slope style on my last attempt, I was like, damn, this is meant to be, and 22 has a good ring to it. To have that under my name is seriously like a dream come true.
One, two, three, four.
Learning a new trick nowadays is super scary because the level of riding is insane. We're just trying not to get hurt.
When I'm eyeing up a new trick, I have the luxury of experience, which kind of like shortcuts a lot of things for me, but also I just gotta have the courage or the to do it.
We have another perfect score at Big
The risk
Air.
versus reward when it comes to progression is obviously something that we are always talking about, and it's always in the back of our minds.
Yeah, I would say naturally we're just taking a risk anyway. In terms of safety, you know, the jumps obviously dictate how much you can spin. Probably going to stand corrected here coming around the next X Games because we'll see some things that we've never thought possible.
Amazing.
I mean, there's a lot of tricks that I feel is not really worth the risk.
Recently, the biggest trick on the market right now is called the double cork 1260. And when you're coming down into the pipe, it's really hard because you're not seeing as much as you usually would. In the previous X Games, I did a double cork 1620 to the right.
Here at the bottom, what we see the left side 1620.
And I blew up and fell really hard, and then I did to the left, and I blew up and fell really hard as well. And it's because it was just happening so fast, and I didn't have enough numbers under my belt. I knew if I would have landed it, I probably most likely would have won the event. So is it worth it? In my eyes, yes, absolutely.
Number one, I mean, to get up from that again.
The athletes, first and foremost, are the ones that really dictate what progression looks like. So you just got to take control of it, and whatever that is to you or to me, that's how I ride.
You know, I love where we're going with the show, Craig. I love it. And I'd like to bring in the most dominant man in the super pipe today. A guy who's not looking to repeat, but looking for a potential three-peat. I'm talking about the one and only Scotty James. Scotty, are you there, sir?
I'm here, and my head just blew up out of this whole camera right here.
Your hair is absolutely perfect. Scotty, we are on the cusp of X Games Aspen 2024. I just want to know how you're feeling heading into this one.
I'm feeling good. I'm excited. It's always the most anticipated event for us in the halfpipe, but I think generally just in action sport for skiing and snowboarding. So yeah, naturally really enjoy the atmosphere of X Games. It's always an incredible energy. It's fun to be a part of, and yeah, we'll see how I do.
We've been talking about progression a lot on this show, and I feel like it really applies to what you have done, right? Do you have something new coming into this X Games, and how do you feel about, you know, watching people catch up to you time and time again?
I mean, the evolution of tricks has obviously been very progressive. It's a little hard to keep up nowadays, and yeah, I'm trying to, you know, be more technical, ride switchback, do switch McTwists, you know, do those kind of tricks that
are as scary and are as consequential as the big ones, but a little bit more technical focused.
Do you enjoy the sort of cat and mouse, especially like over the years, these past winters, like you and Ayumu?
Ayumu is annoyingly gifted at snowboarding. Like, his talent is frustrating. I'm just gonna say it, but I mean, the field's so stacked now. The Japanese team have so many incredible riders, and yeah, I try and get some inspiration from my competitors, but I also find a lot in myself and just what I want to bring to the table for halfpipe in particular.
Well, Scotty, we can't thank you enough, man, for joining us, and I know your season's already started off great, but we'll see you in Buttermilk.
Thank you, guys.
Later.
See ya.
I can't wait. We're going to see Scotty and Ayumu battling it out yet again.
Heavyweight fight. The boss in his red boxing mitts.
The degree of difficulty has skyrocketed since the founders of our sport, like Tanner Hall, Candy Tovex, and Simon Dumont, were doing cork 10s or switch cork 10s in their run, and that was kind of the big thing.
Distancing himself from Simon Dumont.
Now we're talking about doing a cork 10 on top of a cork 9, and then you're doing it the other way as well.
But doesn't hesitate into a double cork.
The snowboarding I do now with the big tricks and stuff is so far from what I grew up expecting it was going to be like. The big air is crazy right now, you know, it's super intense, the highest level spins and tricks anyone's ever seen. It's definitely a whole other sport this year.
Going for the maximum.
What separates action sports from team sports is how you ski. You know, people call that style.
Style's different to everyone, but for me, I've always wanted to incorporate it, and I think that's a part that has almost gotten lost in translation a little bit over the last couple of years with the progression going so sky high.
You need the degree of difficulty in order to win the events, of course, so you need those high rotations to spin, but you also want to make it look fun and effortless.
Progression is natural. It's also very much in our hands to make sure it's going in the way that we want, and I'm embracing that myself for sure. How am I going to win Superpipe?
Like every single contest, I'm just trying to be a little bit different to other riders, try to take a different path and just see how the judges likes it.
항상 대회 전 자기 전에 내 런을 다시 한번 떠올리고 경기에 와서도 계속 제 런을 생각하면서 플랜을 짜는 것 같아요.
Can you believe it? The youngest athlete at X Games 2023, Brandon.
When I get focused, I'm really in my own head. I'm visualizing. I'm literally imagining everything from the turns on the in-run into the claim at the end.
Eileen Gu with yet another gold medal.
With this format, I definitely focus on trying to put one down and then go into a way harder run.
If I listen to the music and focus on my next trick and visualize it, then I get myself into the zone.
I've always really felt like I've done well when I really listen to myself and what I think the progression is to obviously win an event.
The judges are looking for creativity, consistency, like landing tricks and doing new tricks and having, just control of your snowboard and having a good time.
Dusty Henriksen taking home the gold.
Overall, I think amplitude is king. If you go the biggest, it doesn't matter what you do, it all looks great. And if you get your grabs and you look clean in the flat bottom and all of that, then it's great. Then you're gonna be fine.
Ferreira takes the gold here in Aspen.
No, Craig, I'm thinking about it. It's keeping me up at night. So many athletes can get invited to X. Then so many can actually win a medal. But how many can make history?
Very few.
Very few. That's why I'm excited to talk to our next athlete, superstar skier, Megan Oldham.
I mean, gold in big air and slopestyle in 2023. She's riding on top of the world.
Double gold last year in Aspen.
And how'd she do it in big air? A world's first.
Here it is. Come on, Megan.
Triple cork 1440, the first time we've ever seen that on the women's side. So Canada, stand up.
The first woman to land it in a competition, skier or snowboarder, and her grab was impeccable. She did it flawlessly.
I mean, she couldn't have done it any better. We're on the street. She's a little banged up right now, so we're gonna find out where she is at.
She's on the DL? Well, let's find out. Megan, you around?
Hi, how are you guys?
So good to see you, Megan. Megan, we were just talking about your history-making X Games Aspen 2023. You make history with a trick never landed in competition on the women's side, and you go double gold. How amazing was that moment for you last winter?
Last year for me was kind of a crazy, surreal experience. I kind of went into the event just like really focusing on trying to do the triple, and walking away with everything that happened really just like blew my mind. I was not expecting that.
Now, you're battling still an injury or you're in recovery mode. So where are you at as far as your recovery, and are you on pace to potentially defend titles at Aspen?
Unfortunately, I tore my meniscus at the first World Cup this season, just like landed a little bit too heavy on one side. I had surgery in November, and my progress so far has been really good. I think it's gonna be a little bit tight for X Games this year. I might be on the sidelines watching and cheering, but nonetheless, I'll definitely be in it this year, just really focusing on training and getting some new tricks to keep the audience excited for the next season for sure.
How about women's ski knuckle huck making its debut at X Games this year?
But it's definitely somewhere I want to go, and I think it's perfect that they're putting this event into X Games, because I think that is going to be such a fun event to watch.
That was so sick.
A knuckle huck is the knuckle of a jump. So when you have a lip here and you got your jump here.
Just gorgeous pop. Okay.
It's really fun to just slide around.
Are you kidding me?
Defining knuckle huck, I would say it's exciting. I'd say it's powerful.
Wow.
Obviously got a whole scope of creative freedom and a way to express yourself.
And that coffin to backflip?
So cool that this is a new discipline, because I think it's very relatable to all the people out there.
Alex Hall going behemoth.
So knuckle huck brings in the fun in snowboarding a little bit.
It's a very fun interpretation of what snowboarding can be.
What?
I would say knuckle huck is a little less pressure.
There's no rules in knuckle huck at all, and I think that's what leads to a lot of progressions.
Oh my goodness!
X Games adding knuckle huck for men a couple years ago, and then now bringing women into the knuckle huck. I'm excited to see that. I know that a lot of girls can put it down.
Would we ever see you in a knuckle huck event?
I would like train for knuckle huck if I got invited to knuckle huck.
Seb Powell is really good at the knuckle huck, so I'm excited to be out there again with him.
So outside the box, I mean, people are sliding on their stomach off the snow. So I don't think there's like a science to it, like the most technical, the most creative. If you look like you're having a good time, just having the judges enjoy what you're doing is the best way to approach it.
Megan, I gotta ask, you most likely will be a spectator at this X Games, so with your spectator hat on, who do you think will win slopestyle and big air?
Ooh.
Big air side, I feel like Tess is obviously a huge dominant force on that side. I think she's got some stuff that might be like at least some like new grabs or different variations on the tricks that she already has that I think will surprise people.
We wish you well on the road to recovery. You're forever in X Games lore. You are a history maker, and we look forward to seeing you back in 2025.
Thank you so much.
Favorite event? Write down what you think my favorite event is. I'll write down what I think your favorite event is.
Okay,
it's just like write it down.
Okay.
What are you writing?
Okay, all right.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay, go. I said women's snowboard slope style.
I said women's knuckle huck because I know you're a big fan that it is in the event.
That's the event I'm most looking forward to.
Yeah.
No lie.
And that's the event I'm most looking forward to because Kokomo Morase just landed a backside triple cord 1440. Can she bring it to slopestyle? Well, we're gonna find out. I cannot wait.
Oh, Dusty
look who's here.
Hendrickson. Welcome to the show.
I wanna shift gears quick with you, Dusty. One of my favorite follows on Instagram, why you're doing always the sickest tricks. You're always doing unorthodox stuff, but I'm gonna throw this at you. Have you seen any clips online recently that have blown your mind?
I would say the whole thing is just blowing my mind. It's just everything's mind-blowing at this point. There's a lot more to be done, I would say, in weird aspects than just the spin to the next dimension.
I think social media impacts the progression of the sport, because now we can see basically what everybody else is doing.
You're looking through or scrolling through Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is, and you see somebody do a new trick and you go, oh, I didn't realize that was possible. And then you think to yourself, oh, I could do that, or maybe I could throw my own variation in there, a different grab, a little bit different style, whatever it is. I find it very useful, and I kind of use it as a training mechanism. I'll just watch as much video, consume as much as I possibly can.
다른 선수들이 올리는 그런 기술 같은 걸 보고 아, 이 선수는 여기까지 했구나 이렇게 판단할 수 있어요.
You can kind of just source information from different skiers, different tricks that have gone down the past or that are currently happening. Get new ideas maybe from them or be inspired from them, and I think it's honestly, yeah, it's pushed the progression a ton.
Looking to improve upon, he does.
There's no really secrets being held. Everyone's posting everything they're doing, and you can take notes on everyone. You gotta try stuff out and you gotta learn, and that's what we're doing, and everybody wants to do is just make X Games better and bigger than it's ever been before.
Oh! Dusty Hendrickson!
Social media has an impact on everything.
Here comes a triple for Nick Gepper.
I really realized what an opportunity it can be, especially for athletes and creators to elevate their brand. But social media and X Games is super important to continue to evolve the brand and innovate and give us the platform that we deserve is super important.
You know what we haven't talked about here today, Craig?
What's that?
It's driving me crazy.
Yeah?
Women's snowboard super pipe. We've seen some unreal moments over the history of this contest.
Yes! She puts it down! What a relief.
I think we've got to give it a shine.
Absolutely. I mean, we can talk about the past, living legends, you know, Kelly Clark, Tora Bright, just to name a few, but there's some current athletes that I'm really excited about.
You know who I would really like to talk about is Maddie Mastro.
Thanks, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm stoked to be here.
So give us a vibe check heading into Aspen. How are we feeling 2024?
Feeling pretty good. I've started the season off on a pretty solid foundation, so I'm feeling pretty good about riding and everything.
Maddie going big backside air. Very nice.
I mean, X Games finally has gotten to that point where when I show up, I'm now more excited than nervous about it.
She's got a 1080. Where did that come from?
I used to be so nervous as a kid, and it's crazy to think that now I have a few under my belt, and now I've just like gotten used to it. After I think I'm doing my like 7th X Games maybe? I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Probably you guys might know better.
You're right.
It's helped me calm down a lot more. Just get used to the circumstances, get used to the atmosphere up there.
A double crippler at the X Games.
You're the first woman to land a double crippler in competition. Are you going to add anything to that in the Super Pipe event here at X Games?
Definitely. Doubles are something that have always got me really excited about my half-pipe snowboarding. So to be including like a double crippler and hopefully a front up 10, like I would love to be doing runs with front double 10s in them too. So hopefully it all comes together in Aspen and I'm able to do some of that.
I'm looking at the field that you will be competing against. What do you think Choi, Ono, Shutong Chai, like what do you think they're gonna bring to the Super Pipe this year? What do you think they're gonna bring to Aspen?
They are very consistent and they go big and they land runs. I feel like for the most part, I'm one of the only flippers in the field and they are mainly, a lot of them like to spin. So I think we're gonna see a lot of like cool combos, which I think is gonna push women's snowboarding because there's gonna be a lot of switch backside in there, a lot of things that we're not used to seeing from women consistently. So that's going to be exciting to see.
That's awesome. Well, I can't thank you enough. We're so excited to see you. You always put on a show. Thank you so much, Maddie.
Yeah, thank you guys. Excited to see you guys in Aspen.
Yeah.
Bye, Maddie.
Later. Maddie's had some moments at Aspen, still in search of that gold medal. And as she said, she and Chloe are really representing U.S. snowboarding on the women's pipe side.
Chloe Kim, hi, how are you?
And I would say this might be the best international field we've ever seen in the discipline.
When Maddie Mastro came into the fold of X Games, it was dominated by Americans, men and... where everybody's singing the national anthem, it was wild. Now it's Maddie and Chloe, really.
It's not U.S. versus the world, but it's like, it goes to show just how stacked that roster is. I mean, we've seen what Gaon Choi did last year and what she's already doing this winter, my goodness.
And Mitsuki Ono has just been on fire thus far. All the momentum is with those athletes, so we will see if they can continue that momentum or if America can stop them.
Well, that's what I'm excited about for partner. Next week, we're going to find out which country, which athlete takes home that title of X Games gold.
Congratulations to Ka and Choi winning gold.
You know what I'm thinking about right now, Craig?
I have no idea.
Who is the greatest representation of all things X Games, specifically at Aspen? One name, an animal, comes to mind.
I feel like a canine.
A dingo! Who better to talk X Games than our good pal Dingo, who knows everything about Aspen better than pretty much anyone we know.
He knows where to stay. He knows where to eat.
Where the parties are. Where the parties are.
He does. Who's playing, when they're playing.
Bring him in. Dingo, you there? Where are you, Dingo?
I'm in the Virgin Lounge in Sydney.
Everybody knows that you're part of the DNA of not just Aspen or snowboarding or skiing, but just action sports, period, right? I think it's like when people see you out in public, it's almost like, it's kind of like Gronk almost, who I know you're good friends with. Like, oh my God, I gotta have a drink with this guy. Or like, I gotta do something fun with you. I feel like that is like part of your lifestyle on the daily.
And that's good and bad. You know, I think I pride myself on that, you know? I think being the life of the party or the light of the group is always a good thing. You know, we all need that person, all those people.
You've seen so much. Let's talk about the present, future. Dingo, what are you looking forward to most at this X Games Aspen?
I'm a sucker, man. I think for so many years, I'm a halfpipe guy, and I was down there by Danny's side for so long. I love a good halfpipe battle. So I think it's like right now with, you know, Scotty and Ayumu and that whole squad.
Come on, Brando. I'm losing my boys. I'm having so much fun. Yeah.
It's like you don't really know what's going to happen right now. So I say that I'm really most excited for that halfpipe battle on Friday night.
That was a thing of beauty, folks.
Well, Dingo, thank you so much, man. Get your flight. It's great to see you, brother.
Love you guys.
Love you, brother. We'll see you soon.
This is how X Games legends are made.
Well, it's a very good field, some incredible talent, some Koreans, some Japanese, of course, US, Switzerland, so it's a really good field of riders.
History has been made.
I think the fact that everybody from all over the world is competing at X Games is huge. It completely progresses the sport more. It brings X Games to a more globalized event. It's more exciting.
How is that even possible?
I love riding with every single person at X Games. It's amazing. It's just the best of the best in the business, and it's so fun, and everyone just feeds off each other.
Marcus Kleveland going for the maximum.
It's a whole new challenge and a whole new group of people.
There you go.
They're in the pipe, they're coming up, they're got so much energy and they're fun to watch.
Are you kidding me?
I love right now where the girls' progression is at. Big area and slopestyle. I feel like the limits are getting pushed for them right now, so it's really fun to watch.
Here we go.
Last year's ski women's big air was probably my favorite event of the whole week with Meg doing the triple.
Come on, Megan.
많은 영감을 받았고 클로이 팀이 첫 엑스게임 14살 때 나가서 멋진 연기를 해서 2등을 하는 걸 보고 나도 저렇게 되고 싶다라고 처음으로 스노보드를 타면서 생각했던 것 같아요.
Her 6th X Games gold medal.
I love watching Ayumu. He's been in the mix for a long time. He and I have some pretty good battles.
Yes! I'm excited to see all of my competitors in the super pipe. I think everyone's got a lot of cool tricks up their sleeve.
I'm basically just excited to compete with everybody.
Are you kidding me? He don't miss.
You know who you also can't tell the story of X Games without?
Who's that?
The Queen of Slope.
That was so sick.
The greatest of all time. The most decorated woman in the history of X Games.
How are ya? Filthy.
And most impressively now,
What's that?
a mother, Jamie Anderson, joining the show.
Oh, wow. What up? Thank you for that nice intro, Brando.
Always
How are
a
you?
pleasure. It's so great to see your shining face here. What's happening today?
It's beautiful. I love this time of year.
Jamie, obviously you took last season off, understandably. Looking back though, I mean, 21 X Games medals, it puts you, obviously you're at the top of the list when it comes to women in X Games. So you're forever etched in there. But I think about Aspen and I'd love to just hear your perspective on what Aspen means to your snowboarding career.
Honestly, X Games just has this essence around the event where it just kind of would give me these butterflies of excitement. You need a little bit of that fear and excitement to perform good. And sometimes when the pressure's on, it just really helps you hone in and focus and be totally present. And I think that's what helped me over all the years.
Jamie, I gotta ask you this question. Everybody says, who's the GOAT? Your name is said 99.9% of times. What does it mean to you to have all your peers think that you're the greatest of all time?
My gosh, that's a huge one. I'm so oblivious. I only learned about GOAT like 5 years ago. People were calling me a GOAT this, GOAT that. Literally, I was just like, why is everyone calling me a GOAT? Like, what?
Well, the proof is in the pudding for you, Jamie, and we've been so fortunate to watch you over the years dominate.
Aww.
And for everybody watching out there, if you see Jamie Anderson on the street, you can shout GOAT at her because she knows what it means now.
She knows what it means now.
She understands now.
Before, don't, but now.
Back then, you should have explained it. She knows now. Go right ahead. The queen, the GOAT.
Thanks for having me on. I'm excited. I'm coming to ride that slopestyle course and let the girls know. Still got it.
Mama's back.
Yeah. Look out.
Eileen Gu sits in the top spot.
Wow. I am the first female rookie to win 3 medals at the same X Games, 2 of which are gold. The fact that I'm even saying that, like, that is insane.
Safe to say David Wise knows a thing about winning super pipe contests. 1260, perfect, David Wise.
It's been long enough since my last gold. My last gold was in 2018, and I feel like every time I've won it, I've been almost in a state of disbelief. Like, wow, really me? You're gonna give this to me?
Obviously, it's incredible to collect the accolades and get the golds and everything. And I think now, you know, a very prominent vision in my head is, I'm like, what value am I leaving with the sport at the end of the day? And value meaning, regardless of medals, is what am I putting into it that could go on for generations.
The McMorris, the defending champion.
You know, I cannot believe I'm the most winningest X Games winter athlete ever. I never would have thought that in a million years. I'm honored to be such a big part of the X Games and for what they've done for my career. It's just been a super collaborative, fun 10+ years.
His 22nd career X Games medal, his 11th X Games gold. Simply put, there is no one better, Craig.
X Games has changed a lot over the last, since I've been doing it, whatever it is, 6, 7, 8 years.
He does that 1800.
It's changed in numerous ways, but for the most part, everyone's going bigger. The tricks are getting crazier and just pushing the sport beyond belief, honestly. I didn't think when I was 10 years old I would be doing the tricks that I'm doing now, or even thought they were possible.
I think about what you've seen over the years. Who are those icons that stand the test of time for you as the all-time greats? Because I think you have a better perspective than probably damn near anybody.
I'll start with skiing, and I guess I'll go with Tanner Hall from the beginning.
Tanner Hall, this is like watching a video game.
X Games Hall of Fame, vote for anyone.
Wow, you just see history, folks.
Mark McMorris has kind of taken the X Games Hall of Fame.
Mark McMorris in the top spot.
Chloe Kim.
This is the Chloe Kim that we've come to know.
Got Yuki Kodono.
Oh my goodness. Yuki Kodono just flexing on him.
Henrik Harlow.
Nose butter, double cork, 12 with the back. One grab. He is excited.
Burke Rude.
This is your defending gold medalist. It's Burke Rude.
Shaun White.
In the victory lap.
He's amazingly talented in his field, and he's an alien from a different dimension that's so good.
It's hands down the best run that we've ever seen in history.
Well, partner, that was fun. I learned a lot. I think I'm a better person for this.
I loved it here. This is X Games HQ. How often do we even get invited to this place?
Very rarely. I'm keeping the badge.
I'm keeping this isn't even my laptop.
See you at X Games?
Yeah, I'll be there. You'll be there?
I think so, yeah.
Later, gang.
Are you really keeping the mat?
Dude, it's like a prop. It doesn't even work.
It's a dream come true to be invited to X Games, but to be competing there is special.
Scotty James, a 5th X Games gold.
X Games is your ride or die for skiers and snowboarders. It's been there since the beginning.
X Games is important. It's just to showcase our riding at the very best level.
For me, it's the one event every year that I want to do super well at, and where I get the opportunity, obviously, express myself in my snowboarding and kind of have everything that I'd planned come to fruition, and hopefully on the big stage like that.
Alex Hall takes over first place on his final attempt.
X Games is something I grew up watching my whole life, so it's pretty special every time I get to go there. Just, you know, realizing that I'm a part of this life that I grew up watching and kind of idolized.
It's something that I always wanted to be a part of and be a part of that community.
Scotty James!
Be fortunate enough to win a medal in X Games, it's huge. I'd pin it against an Olympic medal for sure.
X Games 2024, it's going to be an amazing week.
Can't wait for X Games 2024. It's going to be a blast.
See you all in Aspen 2024 X Games. It's going to be an amazing show. Don't miss it.